do a lot of good there. It's just all the props to Soul, but the show must go on. We have our second set coming up, and Spyker winner semis versus CheesyPotato.
Yeah, Spyker on a pretty solid run himself, with wins over Akashi and Penguin to get into the top 8. So looking pretty good. The Baby Dash, or rather the Tilt Boost Master, coming in and looking for yet more of them as we come up against CheesyPotato.
The Absa Slayer, and I mean, it's important to note that like both Akashi and Penguin are very experienced for his Forsburn, so we're gonna see what Spyker's been cooking. Right now, Cheesy in her safe place off stage, content to just hug the wall on that pillar.
That's one of the best things about Crag in a matchup like this is how much they can consume space, while yes, you can get blown up very, very quickly by nature of Crag having a very pummelable weight. Because you can survive so long and because you can consume such an amount of space with things like down B, rock shards, all of this good stuff, smoke isn't always the worst thing for you.
Yeah, you're fine just waiting it out, especially when you have a lead like Cheesy does right now. The thing about Spyker as well is, you know, you have the baby dash tilt and you have all of this aggressive movement, but if you're predictable with that, if you're just going buttons, 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 especially against a character like Crag who has so many, you know, anti-rush down tools, it's not gonna end too well for you. And the parry as well, called out by Cheesy into forward strong, now a 2-stock lead.
Yeah, just letting the up strong rip with the knife, missing the cape, but sometimes you get some players trying to overly punish you when you have that second hit.
Oh no!
That's unfortunate.
Parries the wall jump there, and so there's just no distance, no reset, nothing. And that's the first game going to Cheesy. It's such a... Go ahead.
I'm just... Full honesty, I love that counterplay. I think it's so funny. Like, oh, you're gonna press buttons because what else are you gonna do to get off ledge? Die for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is there's a lot of ways people try to, you know, sneak back on the stage, whether it's, you know, wall jump, aerial, or like ledge dash, but like they can be called out if you're prepared for it, and Cheesy completely ready, and that's got to be such a confidence boost to get a read like that.
Especially in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Just sets the pace and sets the tone of the rest of the set. Parry through the smoke. Cheesy again, like predicting these buttons from Spyker. And that's what I mean. Is like, you can have all this movement, but Cheesy is just reading that Spyker is going to keep going for these aggressive options. And the, not even the plat boost, the ledge boost off stage to find that fair means the first stock goes over to Cheesy. And this is looking grim for Spyker.
The hard, and it's just a tale of the callouts from Cheesy. Like the idea that, oh, you're Forsburn with a cloud of smoke out there, that's where you're teleporting first. Explode. Consistently able to make hard reads is heavily rewarded with every character, but with Crag especially. But there's the down air on that recovery, calling out the finishing animation of the side B. So
yeah, I like the patience from Spyker there.
Even game, but damage can rack up so quickly here for Spyker.
You are insane. Cheesy just edge cancels the down B off the side of the stage to get back on. I mean, it worked, but you are playing with fire.
But if it works...
I mean, it works, but if you mess it up, you die.
I feel like that's almost evocative of like late game fighting game metas where it's like, all right, just got to do this. Right? This is just how it goes right now.
I mean, and that's also just how Cheesy rolls. And I mean, you got a lot of rocks rolling right now. 130% on Spyker. Parry will close things out. You know, if you find again that kind of aggressive read, but Spyker is actually one who finds the parry, gets Cheesy off stage. That high back air is going to close it out. No purple, but doesn't even need it. Because, you know, only Dan knows how you could have survived that one.
The chase down on the pillar, like, that's Fire Capital and a counter pick putting in work for Spyker. And now you get to put the shoe on the other foot for Spyker. Like, at 173, Forsburn can be a really tough character to hit. But Cheesy comes down with the super late fair. Like, closes out the stock off the top at 173. But he did a ton of damage and are looking in a really strong position here. Assuming Cheesy doesn't find something crazy, the extensions with the back air on the top platform.
It's crazy how they're both still scrapping at these top platforms as well, because we see like that's how both of them lost their last stocks, is just getting hit by like a stray strong aerial way up there. As we're getting to these high percents again, you have to wonder if we're going to see a repeat of these last two stocks, because Spyker's up there, the rock snipe all the way from Cheesy, and that's game number 2.
That was a quad rock toss.
Yeah.
That was sick.
And it's like, it was really good recognition to follow, you know, both DI in, DI out. Just the ability to react to that on a moment's notice is so important to play Crag at this top level, because, you know, Crag has had the reputation of a quote-unquote low tier for a while, but you have to take advantage of every little bit that you can. And Cheesy, looking like she's booking herself a trip to Winners Finals here.
Coming closer and closer, but this is a pretty classic counterpick for Forsburn. You get the same range of movement that you would on Fire Capital, but the platforms are a little bit more consistent for how Forsburn likes to move, especially with the 2 high platforms and his ability to plat boost across both of them. I mean, just look at the sheer amount of smoke that Spyker has already thrown out, but smoke doesn't matter if your opponent's in your head, and that seems like where Cheesy is living rent-free right now.
Yeah, I mean, rock throw into up air is so good against high recoveries because everyone's holding in there. Literally everyone holds in there. And so you just throw the rock up, jump back up air, and that's stock number 1 gone. Spyker's still off stage. Double forward are not going to do it, but no air dodge. You know, you got to double jump back from the smoke, but this should be free for Cheesy. No, actually. Spyker able to make it back on. Small signs of life here, but is it too little too late?
I do like how Spyker's been mixing in a lot more with the clone, but Cheesy getting a couple callouts about which one is which. Now Spyker barely having a chance to make it back. Clone is in and then immediately gone, but you missed the back air off of that downer. Needed a full hop. That's so unfortunate.
Missed the back air and no tech chase as well. So again, it's like Spyker has to find some raw opening here, but you know, Cheesy can get the Thunderdome set up. Cheesy can, you know, put the pillar up, get the rock up if you want to survive for a long time. There's the rock. Spyker gets rid of it immediately. Spyker knows Cheesy just wants to tech on that, you know, get rid of any sort of chance of a down strong. So now Cheesy off stage, and it's enough. I guess the threat of the rock itself was enough to get Cheesy back on, and again, Spyker needs to find some kind of hit here. No pillar. The air dodge up as well. Finally closes out the stock, but Cheesy living to 200 here in game number 3.
Forsburn, one of Forsburn's like really toughest parts, as we see double fair almost close out the stock, is the fact that a lot of his kill moves or kill power is centralized on a couple of moves, down strong, back air, that kind of stuff. So finding just like a stray hit to close out stocks on the heaviest character in the game can sometimes be especially difficult, but making up a lead might be much more able to do so, especially with a quick 85, but you need to ride this early percent momentum and not let Cheesy find positions like they were just in, as she moves on 3-0 in this winner semis.
Yeah, air dodge off stage when there's no attack means it's just a free fair.